Anybody that's seen the film, any critic, they basically say you're the lead contender for Best Oscar Actor for 2014. What resonated with you with this script? Because they say that you make it so authentic, real, and you bring so much to the role. You make the movie.
I'm the right age group. I tell everything like it is. And I grew up in a household where I embellished on things a lot. Therefore, I was sent to camp for 5 straight years up in Hudson Bay, Canada, or some goddamn place. I'm from Winnetka, Illinois. It's just north of Chicago, where you can't get to unless you're a polar bear or something like that. And then I came back, and they said, "Now you're gonna get away from all these kids you've grown up with, and you're going to choke." Well, I didn't want to go to prep school. I had New Trier High School. It's a fabulous public high school. I wanted to go there, and I was a runner, and I was a good runner, and I didn't think at prep school they could train me at 13 years old knowing what I did, so I was sent to Choate. And after 1 year, I was gone back to New Trier. And the thing that got me about Woody is I never knew a Woody, because the folks in my family always, if they didn't have it together, pretended they had it together. Woody is a guy who is just exactly what it is. And when you see the movie, you'll understand. The movie begins with him winning the Publisher Clearinghouse $1 million prize. And he believes it, and it's true. And his son comes to pick him up and take him back to Billings, Montana, where he's walking on the freeway to get to Lincoln, Nebraska to get his prize. It's 800 miles. And he comes up to me and he says, "Well, Dad, you know, I hear you've been telling all the people here in the police department and everything. I thought you won $1 million. I did." He said, "Oh, really?" And I pull out the thing, and there it is, right on the piece of paper. And it's very simple. Publishers Clearinghouse would not get on national television, show my picture and my name if it wasn't so. So out later on, at one point, Will Forte, who plays my son in the movie, I have 2 sons. And we finally go on a journey where he takes me back to Billings, and my wife thinks I'm disgusting, and if she'd won $1 million or had $1 million, she'd put me in an effing home and where I belong, because I'm out of it. And Woody's got a bank of lights out, but he doesn't have dementia, he doesn't have, you know, Alzheimer's. He's got game. But he's always been kind to everyone, and people have taken advantage of him. And so later in the movie, you find out when she says, "What's the matter with your dad? Has he got Alzheimer's or dementia?" I mean, he just kind of nods and agrees with you, and he's so nice. And what is that? He says, "Well, ma'am, he just believes what people tell him." And that's what the movie's about. And when you go to Nebraska and you meet the people there, the reason the movie took 9 years to get made is because Alexander Payne insisted on me playing the role and that it be shot in black and white. And Paramount said, "We're not sure about Dern, but definitely not black and white." There's no resale. I mean, there's no sale value in Europe for black and white or anything else. So it's not in black and white. Well, if you go to Nebraska, it is black and white. There's no color left there. There's not a lot of joy left there. They live there. And for the older people, like in my generation or even above my generation, they don't leave. And they don't leave because they're living out the dream of their great-grandparents who homesteaded the whole area. And I'm not just talking Nebraska, South Dakota, Wyoming, Montana, Kansas. I mean, they're just, talk about homies. I mean, they are downtown homies. And that's what attracted me to the material, and the fact that he was steadfast and everybody thinks he's cantankerous, and he is an alcoholic. And my son keeps after me about, "You drink?" And so I said, "No, I don't drink." And he says, "Well, and I'm always drinking beer." And one time I just turned to him and I said, "Beer ain't drinking." So that's kind of what he is, and it's that's what attracted me to the whole thing.